35 years ago this week, the Grateful Dead and Bob Dylan were playing stadium shows together. Like 70,000 people. How'd that happen? MTV. We took the Grateful Dead, kind of like the symbol of the outsiders in the major label world. Sure, they were on Warner Brothers and Aristotle. Didn't really have that many hits or that much airplay or that many record sales until In the Dark. And that was totally because of MTV and the Touch of Grey video. It changed the scene. I mean, it was wonderful to watch the Dead explode in popularity and mass acceptance, but it kind of ruined the secret society. I mean, the Dead were so much outsiders, even though they were on a major label, they allowed taping. And that's what spread their reputation and their music, more so than any record albums. Tapes. Live tapes, the tapers, spreading the word for free. Like Garcia always said, hey, we play it, once we're done with it, it's yours, do what you want with it. That's changed after he died a bit, but still the openness of the Grateful Dead taping community and culture really changed the music industry. And the success of the Grateful Dead in 1987 changed the culture of Deadheads in the parking lot and the scene. And like anything else, mass acceptance brings in people that aren't really there for the music, might be there for the parking lot, the scene, but double-edged sword. So wonderful to see them explode in popularity, and so harrowing to see your secret society not so secret. So this is a special MTV broadcast called Day of the Dead. They had a whole weekend devoted to the band in 1987. And this includes a lot of footage of Deadheads and the Dead at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, on July 12th, 1987. It's right out of my TV recording archive. None of this downloading stuff here, buddy.
Hey, coming your way today. That's right, Day of the Dead. We have 2 reports an hour, every hour, and a special Dead video is just 20 minutes away. Also, we have some other music involved in this. We are at the Outfield, John Cougar Mellencamp, and we're going to continue 4 in a row with Tina Turner. Day of the Dead is yours to behold. We're ready to kick off our Day of the Dead coverage. Now, as you might know, there's going to be reports each hour about the band, their beginnings, the changes they've gone through, seen in rare footage from the 60s and 70s, plus the Dead today. And, of course, what would any Dead story be without a couple of chapters on their dedicated fans, the Deadheads. Now, in the first of our Day of the Dead reports, we're going to check in with the very cool Carolyn Heldman and our special correspondent, Rich Scheidner. Right now, before the start of the recent Dead show at New Jersey Meadowlands, Carolyn is a confirmed Deadhead. We know that. But Rich, well, we're not too sure.
Hi, I'm Rich Scheidner with Carolyn Heldman.
Back again together, us we are. It's fun.
We're here at the Meadowlands, Carolyn, waiting for the event that Dead fans will do anything to be a part of. It's a Grateful Dead concert. And I got to confess to you, I never really understood what all the fuss was about. To me, they're just a bunch of guys that are Velcroed to an acid trip concept of the 60s.
Oh, Rich, how dare you? We are all major Dead fans here, and there can only be one thing keeping you from being a Deadhead, too, and it has to be ignorance. Ignorance.
Ignorance.
Definitely.
Okay. Ignorance is bliss.
I don't think so.
Well, then teach me a wise one.
I'm going to. We're going to find out all about the living legends known as the Grateful Dead, and when we're done, you're going to be a Deadhead, too, and we're going to start off with changing these stupid glasses. You have to have the right materials. Better.
I see things differently now.
I knew you would.
So, we'll just have to wait and see if Rich's conversion to Deadheadism sticks. Coming up later, a rare history of the band produced back in 1980, which we unearthed for you, so stick around. Okay, stick around for this as well, because we have the first, I'm talking about the first video ever done, ever seen with the human eye by the Grateful Dead. Here's Touch of Grey.
October 10, 1968.
Jerry has karma readjusted due to close call with fried food.
April 19th, 1976, 6:45 p.m.
Bob invents tie-dyed trail mix.
Okey doke, smart guy. August 8th, 1987.
August 8th, 1987?
It's the Day of the Dead. Starting at noon, August 8th, it's Dead Culture, Dead Trivia, Dead Video, and Deadheads all day long. Winding up at 10:30 with Dead On, the Grateful Dead in the 80s. A half hour of Dead interviews and rare Dead footage. The Day of the Dead. Today from noon to 11 on MTV. Watch it. You'll be glad you did.
Now it's time for a special Day of the Dead report, which zeroes in on the band's earlier days. From a rare film about the band that was released back in 1980, it's got some great Dead trivia facts, and yes, the guy doing the narration is Al Franken of the Saturday Night Live fame.
The mid-60s. LBJ was president. The Beatles were leading the British invasion. Brooke Shields was just a gleam in her father's eye. And in the San Francisco Bay Area, a number of artists, misfits, and free souls were experimenting with unheard-of psychedelic substances. This environment was a perfect spawning ground for the Grateful Dead. The Dead, along with the Airplane and Quicksilver, typified the so-called San Francisco sound, which influenced everybody from the Beatles to LBJ. Apart from the loss of Ron Pigpen McKernan, the original core has remained intact, and the sound has grown. In the past 15 years, the Grateful Dead have released 17 albums, displaying their artistic evolution and remarkable staying power. And though they're never at the top of the charts and you rarely hear them get AM airplay, every Dead album sells between 300,000 and 1 million records, making them a perennial force in a roller coaster and otherwise sleazy industry. And today, the Dead are more popular than they've ever been, but still less popular, of course, than Barry Manilow. As extensive as their recording career has been, the Grateful Dead are known mostly for their live performances. Over the past 15 years, the Dead have played almost 2,000 concerts to about 20 million people, including 500,000 at Woodstock and 600,000 at Watkins Glen. It is estimated that if you lined up every fan who has seen a Grateful Dead concert head to foot, they would reach to the moon and about halfway back, and they wouldn't complain. Oh, and special thanks to Bob Weir's mom for loaning us her scrapbook.
Well, we want to thank Mrs. Weir for loaning the Dead her scrapbook too. At least somebody close to the Dead organization documents their history. And we're going to continue our own history of the Dead all day with more reports. Plus tonight at 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific. Tune in for our special about the band, Dead On. The band talks about their early days, the new album, and a lot more. So if you're a Deadhead, you might see some rare footage you've never seen before. And if you're a new Deadhead, you'll find out what all the fuss is about, so check it out. Okay, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of wonderful Deadhead, China. She's coming up next. Before I go, though, we have a clip of the Grateful Dead performing live. This is called Ripple, and it's kicking off by 4 in a row. China's up next.
Romantic appreciates one. It's time to meet a man who made a permanent love connection on a Deadhead bus.
Carolyn Hellman here. It's the Day of the Dead on MTV. We're talking to Deadheads, and this Deadhead, something really special happened to you today. What was it? What happened?
It's hard to explain, but I got married today, and it's the most beautiful day of a lot of beautiful days in my life.
Why'd you choose to get married at a Dead concert?
Because a friend of mine was here, and I love the bus. I love people that have been on the bus, and people have been on buses like this, going back to when you heard about the blue bus out in Haight-Ashbury. Remember? I remember. And it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my wife.
Good.
You go get married.
My wife.
Get married to somebody who's
Love and community. More Deadlines coming up. Don't go away on the Day of the Dead.
Thank you.
That's great. You know, I don't remember the Haight-Ashbury. I love how Deadheads are so happy and lovable and stuff like that. I love that. And he was talking about the Haight-Ashbury, and I've been down there because I live, you know, around there, a couple minutes away, and it's great down there. You can really see there's still some people left. There's still some of you Deadheads, and there's a bunch of hippies down there hanging around. It's a great scene down there. Speaking of Grateful Dead, we got this one from them. We got clips all day long. You know, we have talking with the Deadheads, we have talking with some of the Grateful Dead, and right now we have a clip from the Grateful Dead, Samson and Delilah, right now. We got the new video happening our next Day of the Dead report. We're going to take a special look at some of the wild visual images that are part of the Grateful Dead legend, including the skeleton called Uncle Sam. The animation sequence that you're about to see comes from the Grateful Dead movie, which came out about 10 years ago.
The Day of the Dead, and we're going to continue the Day of the Dead as we look at the people who made the Day of the Dead. We are talking about, of course, the Deadheads. We've got a special report on the Deadheads coming up this hour.
There will be another Day of the Dead report coming up this hour, and don't forget, Dead On, an MTV special on the Grateful Dead, airs tonight, 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific, so remember that, all you Deadheads. And right now, we're having more. It's because it's, you know, Day of the Dead. It's a great day. We got Grateful Dead right now with Good Love, and everybody knows this one.
They support our habit, you know, which is bringing quality music in really spectacular environments to them and delivering every time we can. And they know that, and they're real supportive, so they're really an arm of the Grateful Dead. I mean, they are really part of the band.
To Deadheads, the shows are more than just concerts. They're festivals where people celebrate peace, love, and good music. There are all types of Dead fans, ranging from longtime Deadheads to first-time concert goers.
The enormous variety of kinds of people, you know, it's just all kinds of guys, you know, these like street corner Brooklyn guys, you know, and PhDs and thermonuclear physics, you know, and incredible people of all sorts, you know.
Me? I'm an inspector. I work for the government.
I'm unemployed right now, but I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Dance.
Let's get on the road! The hardcore Dead fan is part of the show itself and will travel thousands of miles to listen to the music play.
I've been following them since 1975. I've been down the East Coast. I've been to Red Rocks.
I've been on the road for about 4 weeks now, and I haven't had to worry about money or food or anything like that. It's been great. Beautiful people here. This is not the 60s either, it's the 80s.
Next hour, we'll be checking out a small business counterculture style. It's how some Deadheads get the bucks to follow the band from show to show by making and selling all kinds of Dead paraphernalia. They're called the Road Trippers. They sort of give the meaning to the phrase Junior Achiever. 4 in a row, we're kicking it off right now, and of course, what a better thing to kick it off than if it's Saturday, one more Saturday night, right now, Grateful Dead. Woo! It's Day of the Dead on MTV. We got a Dead video coming up in 20 and Dead reports on the way. Kenny Loggins, meanwhile, and Madonna coming up. Right now, we'll continue 4 in a row with Mr. Billy Idol. Boy, they can follow the band and see them play all over the country.
The Road Trippers support themselves and each other by making and selling their own goods, like tie-dye t-shirts, jewelry, and food. This provides the means for them to travel and see the band.
They have a little city outside, you know, it's like they cook for themselves and they make their own wares and they sell them. I mean, it's a nice little cottage industry.
Why am I selling t-shirts? So I can go to the rest of the tour.
I follow the band around. I sell these wherever we go.
You got stickers for sale, too. Like, that's part of spreading the magic, man. Nothing like seeing the color on the road when you're hundreds of miles from home. You know you're with brothers and sisters.
Deadheads have a unique communication with one another. They stay in touch with the band through the Dead hotline and with each other through newsletters, such as the Dupree's Diamond News.
It's song analysis, updates, set lists, tour dates, information about shows, what's happening at the shows, just a whole bunch of information.
Well, I like the music, but it's the whole thing. It's the concert, it's the party, it's the It's the band. I don't know. You can't really describe it. It's just a feeling you get when you're with all these people.
What do I do once I'm in there? I dance. We all dance. We all dance.
Sometimes when you're standing here and you look out and you see all these people of all different ages, and they're all smiling and having a good time, your heart just swells and wants to burst, man. You feel like you're proud. You're real damn proud of what you're doing.
Every culture on earth has its own music. We have our own music, and we've been playing it long enough for people to really get a hold of it. And they come to the Grateful Dead for not only to party, but to find themselves.
In our next Day of the Dead report, we'll focus in on something every Deadhead worth his tie-dye t-shirt collection owns by now, the new Dead album, In the Dark. And don't forget, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Pacific, we'll be debuting Never Seen Before on TV performances from the Dead's recently completed summer tour with Bob Dylan. Plus, from a soon-to-be-released Dead home video called So Far, a version of Throwing Stones off the new Dead LP. Right now, the Dead have always been known first and foremost as a live band, and some fans feel that their records have never really done them justice. So when it came time to do the new one, In the Dark, the Dead hit upon a way of bringing the energy of their live shows to the recording process, as Jerry Garcia explains.
We rented a place not far from here. This is Marin County, California. The Marin County Civic Center Theater, which is a nice little theater of about 2,000 plus seats. It's a concert hall, and we've played in it and appreciated the nice sound it has. It has nice detail to the sound. So we set up there as though we were playing a show, but no audience, and recorded everything. We had a remote truck, a very good one.
I had an idea of putting the band in darkness, sort of sensory deprivation, and see what would happen. We did it while we were doing the basics. We turned all the lights off, the exit lights in the theater, and we played in the dark. And I wanted to see if it would maybe improve the music. Maybe we would grow another ear or another sense or something. Of course, Bobby couldn't find the fretboard, so it didn't work. But it gave us the kernel for In the Dark.
This is certainly the first modern album that we've made where we really had fun. And we produced it ourselves, so it's all our fault. There's nobody else in there, nobody else's mind in there. So this is our conception of what it's like to be the Grateful Dead now, in 1987. I think it's 87.
Yes, Jerry, it is 87, so that's the Grateful Dead now. But in a later Day of the Dead report coming up today, we're going to look at the Grateful Dead then, from a classic film about the band shot in the 60s. Well, we're going to take a break. Top 20 Video Countdown is next, after the touch of gray from the Grateful Dead. Stay tuned.
The second is the fact that no matter how many Dead shows they've seen, it's never enough.
Never.
Keep seeing them. Just how serious are these people about the Dead? We found out they're very serious about it.
I myself traveled several hundred the show, but of course I was on the MTV luxury jet, so it doesn't really count. Anyway, I'm here with Paul.
Yep.
And Mike. You guys travel from where?
Seattle.
Seattle, Washington?
Yep.
Okay, as opposed to Seattle, New Jersey, which would have been a shorter trip. But Seattle, Washington, how many miles? How many miles?
It's far. It's far.
So that's pretty specific right there. It's far. And that's the way the wise men travel to find Jesus, far. And they've traveled far to see the Dead. How did you get here?
Car, plane, bus.
Dog team involved?
Dog team.
And dog team. They'll do anything. They home in like lemmings. They're coming. They're here.
I've got some people who traveled not quite as far, but dedicated Deadheads. Where'd you guys come from?
Gunnison, Colorado.
Colorado, a true Dead state, don't you think? Are you traveling with the band right now?
This far,
Well,
about
this
heading
far.
back.
Yeah, we're heading back after this one, waiting for Telluride.
You're going to catch them at Telluride, but not at Red Rocks.
Probably at Red Rocks, it's on the way.
Did you drive here?
Yes.
Yes.
Listen to tapes the whole way?
Whole way. Over and over.
Cool. See how dedicated these people are? We're at Meadowlands. It's the Day of the Dead. Don't go away.
Wouldn't it be great if Deadheads could acquire special frequent flyer points which would entitle them to free Dead stuff? Well, while you ponder that question, our own Carolyn Heldman has been asking Deadheads what their favorite Dead song is. We'll find out their answers as Day of the Dead continues. Right now, 4 in a row, kicking it off. Now, I love the story of Samson and Delilah. Of course, it's the name of the Grateful Dead song. But, of course, you know that Samson, his strength was his hair. And there's been some people telling me that my hair looks too long for my body. Now, I don't know about this because a lot of you don't know how tall I am or whatever, but I would never cut off my hair. And Samson got cheated out of something, but no one's going to cut off this hair. Right now, in the meantime, it's Grateful Dead with Samson and Delilah. And fans' all-time favorite Grateful Dead songs.
Carolyn Heldman here on the Day of the Dead. What's your favorite Grateful Dead song? Don't answer. Full of Cherry Garcia your mouth is. But we're going to get a bunch of answers from people all day as Day of the Dead continues, including the answer from this man right here who traveled all the way from South America. His name is Cesar. What's your favorite Dead song?
My favorite song is Sugar Magnolia. I love this one. It's the best.
Think they'll play it today?
I hope so. Yes, I think they want to do it for me.
Sugar Mag is good. My favorite's The Wheel. We're going to find out everybody else's favorite songs as the Day of the Dead continues. We'll find out favorite songs in this hour.
My favorite's the last one they play. I can go home though.
Sure, don't lie.
We've got our own Deadhead in the studio. Show your shirt. Show your shirt. Yeah. See that you got the peace thing on. What's your
track?
Yeah, you got to talk into this thing too.
Throughout the track.
What's your favorite Dead song?
Wolf Rat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's good. But do you like this one?
Oh yeah, Touch of Grey.
Tell them what it is again.
Touch of Grey.
Grateful Dead, right now. There are clips, but right now let's talk about tomorrow. Today's a great day, but tomorrow's also a good day. One of my favorite groups is going to be happening tomorrow. It's on the Music Passport, a new series, Day of the Dead Day. And right now, 4 in a row includes the Grateful Dead.
Pirates of the Air.
Vibes and mellowness and all that other Grateful Dead stuff. Because in our next Day of the Dead report, I think Carolyn's still on a mellow quest to find out fans' favorite Dead songs.
Hi, this is Rich Scheidner and Carolyn Heldman. You're watching Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Here's a little tip to remember next time you talk to a Deadhead. It's okay to ask them whatever their favorite song is, but never, ever ask them how it goes. They might sing it.
The wheel is turning and you can't slow it down. Oh, sorry. What's your favorite?
Purple Haze.
It's not a... Come on.
He's
and
dead.
Your favorite Dead song?
Dark Star.
And?
Morning Dew and All Along the Watchtower, that new song.
So hopefully you can score. There's going to be a quiz later. The wheel is turning
Modeling
and
Dead
you
fashion.
can't slow it down.
Do a turn. Do the turn.
You can't hold on.
I said you can't go back and you can't stand still.
If the thunder don't get you, then the lightning will.
Do-wop-a-wop, do-wop-a-wop.
Okay, coming up next hour as MTV's Day of the Dead rolls on, a majorly hip psychedelic performance clip from a Grateful Dead movie produced back in the 60s. And we've got more 60s psychedelia for you, among other things. An MTV special on the Dead, Dead On. That's at 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific. Right now, how you doing, Kevin? Oh, good? Yeah, good. Are you feeling good? Yeah? Well, how do you like the Grateful Dead? You having a good time on Day of the Dead? Yeah, he is. Let's see a peace sign. Let's see a peace sign. Thank you. Kevin's doing good. Kevin's coming up. And yeah, he's doing some funny stuff. Kevin's coming up. And right now we'll kick off 4 in a row with the Grateful Dead. Good lovin'.
Granny glasses and slap on a bandana because we're going headlong, or should I say deadlong, into the past to see the Grateful Dead rock. This clip comes from a classic movie about the Dead produced by filmmaker Robert Nelson, and it's truly heavy. There's the Dead in a free-form jam from the 60s. That's them with absolutely no touch of gray. But our next report coming up this hour, MTV talks to the Dead about playing in the band. Today, the U.S. Blues Grateful Dead. And both musically and as friends. Now, just because Jerry Garcia might be the most well-known member of the band, some people think he's the official frontman for the Dead. So we asked him the musical question, point blank, are you the leader of the Dead?
No, I couldn't lead these guys anywhere. No, they won't. They know me too well, you know. So it doesn't work that way. There's no way ever for me to predict what anybody in the band is going to play. Every musician in the band has their own musical personality. We share some points of view, but we're not alike. You know, we don't play the same way. We don't approach music the same way. And except for the Grateful Dead, which is the one thing we all do together, we're all pretty different.
We like each other a lot, and we're closer to each other than family. You know, we're as close as you can get. Remember, we've gone through about everything you can go through. You know, we've been in many continents together and many places together. We've gone to jail together. We've eaten together. We've slept together. We've done everything you can possibly do together. We've cried together. We've laughed together. We've done a lot of things together. We've been together.
So I guess, in a word, the key feeling the Dead have about each other is togetherness. And as Day of the Dead continues, next hour the band discusses how they've actually stayed together for 20 years. How about 4 in a row now? We'll start with Ripple by Touch of Grey. That's a song that embodies both the body and the spirit of the Dead.
Yeah, well, the Grateful Dead has survived for many reasons. We sort of were meant for each other. It's sort of an alchemical thing.
Performing it, it's gotten to be real powerful, you know. So it's, but for a long time we did it, and it didn't quite, you know, not quite, you know. Maybe next time, you know, we did a real up tempo for a while, and then a little more relaxed, and made all these changes in it. But now it's great. We've got the groove on it, you know.
As you can see, there is a touch of gray, and it sort of, that again, it describes a bit of who we are. You know, there's no need to hide it. It's there, you know, and why cover it up? It's okay.
I like that we will survive stuff, you know. Yeah, that's a good sentiment, you know.
Of course, the Dead are not only surviving, but gaining more fans than they've ever had before. And coming up next hour, an MTV exclusive, you can only see it here from the soon-to-be-released Dead home video so far. A freeform jam version of Throwing Stones off the new Dead album, plus concert footage taken from the recent tour. Immediately following that is MTV's half-hour special on the band, Dead On, so stick around. We're going to go one more Saturday night from the Grateful Dead.
Thank you for watching Cleveland Live Music. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. There's Patreon and GoFundMe information in the video descriptions. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making the channel grow so much.